Good morning. My name is Brad Cook, and I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for Presbyterian Healthcare Services. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share a little bit about our journey to improving our revenue cycle through development of a self-serve analytics culture. Before I dive into our journey, I'd like to share with you a brief overview of Presbyterian as a system and also how our revenue cycle is structured. Presbyterian is an integrated delivery system. We have 9 hospitals located throughout the state of New Mexico. We have an 1,100 employed provider medical group, 3 ambulance divisions throughout the state, and we're just south of $2 billion in net patient revenue. Our revenue cycle consists of just over 550 colleagues, and we're a 5-time HFMA MAP Award winner for high performance in revenue cycle. Our revenue cycle is structured into 3 distinct areas: patient access, which spans pre-service verification, financial counseling, and registration; our middle revenue cycle, which consists of HIM, coding, and revenue integrity; and patient financial services, which consists of billing, collections, and payment integrity. Prior to deployment of self-serve analytics to our leadership team, we were heavily reliant on an EMR-driven analytics culture. As with many EMRs, end users had access to the standard reporting library, which was easily accessible, but greatly limited in terms of content, configurability, and it was unwieldy when evaluating large volumes of data. In addition, all custom reporting had to be completed by an analyst who often lacked the business expertise to truly understand the problem and what the business user was trying to accomplish. This also often resulted in many iterations to achieve the desired outcome, which created a lengthy backlog of analytics requests and prevented our ability to make decisions in real time. Analytics was decentralized, resulting in pockets of analytics expertise, but also divisions that were unsupported and unable to readily obtain information throughout our organization. Our primary method of reporting was using spreadsheets. While this allowed our end users to create pivot tables and other useful features, reports were delivered via email, and that poses a number of challenges in terms of protection due to they were largely being stored on local and network drives. Now let's transition to the operating environment post-implementation of our self-serve analytics capabilities. When we deployed this technology throughout our system, we started with our leadership team, and that was really critical for us because we wanted our leadership to really understand and create that embedded analytics culture. That was quite a stark contrast from our prior method where we simply submitted a reporting request and several days later had our first draft to review. This created an exponential growth in analytics capability, but also required us to spend some time teaching our leaders how to be analysts, because that was quite a bit different than what they had done in the past. So we deployed this tool set to leaders across our revenue cycle. We held learning and education sessions to help educate them on solving problems themselves without having to rely on our analyst team to do that work for them. It's been incredibly beneficial for us. It has reduced our backlog of analytics requests, and it has allowed our analytics organization, which has now been centralized to a single entity, to focus on highly complex requests like predictive analytics. So we've really created a balance, and we're leveraging the skill sets of our analytics team and our leadership team at the highest level we possibly can. This also allows the real-time decision-making for our leadership team. So for those of you in revenue cycle, we are often bombarded with requests from operations or finance on net revenue, payer analysis, just the outstanding claims and accounts receivable that we have to follow up on. And that performance requires fairly sophisticated reporting. So we now have that ability to really do that work internally, perform our own analysis, add in our own biases and assumptions, which are often helpful because we bring a business acumen to that reporting request. We've really enhanced the collaboration. That's been one of the key value propositions of this tool set. Instead of getting spreadsheets and emailing those throughout our system, we are now able to do the majority of that work within the tool itself. So we're in a software application that allows us to build all of our own summary and detailed reporting and share that with other users so that they can tweak it, modify it, and we can all look at the same subset of data. And all of that is done in a secured environment, which allows us to maintain the security of information throughout our organization. We've had many successes. This has become part of our culture. We are in the software suite every day looking at data. We have competitions internally as to how many times our leaders log in and what they're looking at. And part of that was making sure we had the adoption of the software. So tracking was really important for us, but it's become somewhat of a fun activity for us to evaluate who's really maximizing the tools. Some of the things that we've created in a revenue cycle are automated month-end financial reporting packages. And again, this is one of those areas where we spent significant time every first 5 to 6 days of month end pulling information and getting it to finance to better help them understand what was going on in revenue cycle and what was impacting our finance models. That has all now been automated, and it's exported and shared with finance and all of our operations leaders throughout the system. So we've really enhanced transparency, which has been a huge win for us. We've also created that month-end ad hoc analysis. So you're hearing the theme. Month-end reporting is a really high volume time for us. We need quick information and actionable information. So we now have the ability to really pull information for length of stay, payment integrity, CDNA and yield variances, and then drill into the detailed patient accounts that make up those variances. And that's been incredibly helpful for us in developing these reporting packages and answers for our finance leaders. We've created payer summary and detailed reporting, which has been exceptionally helpful when we're working with our insurance payers and not only trying to resolve outstanding claims issues, but leveraging that information to improve our negotiations and have better outcomes. So we're really proud of the work we've done in that space. And then finally, the user dashboards by functional area. This is a really neat feature for us because each user can customize a dashboard that meets their individual needs. And that's been incredibly insightful and valuable for leaders, not to have the standard dashboards and reporting packages that come from the EMR, but have those customized data sets to allow them to manage their respective areas. And that's been quite an opportunity for us to collaborate as a team. Leaders are building their own dashboards, and then we're sharing best practices with one another so that we can all leverage the optimized functionality. As with deployments of this magnitude, it's quite significant. It takes time for leaders to develop the acumen. And so, as I mentioned, the collaboration allows those really seasoned users or those that grasp the technology and abilities to perform their analytics more quickly to share that with other leaders. So we've created think tanks that meld the expertise of some with the learnings of others to try and really create really wonderful outcomes. So this has been quite a journey for our organization. It's had significant value, and we've seen exponential growth in overall analytics capabilities due to our ability to deliver end user reporting where we can to our leaders, and then allow our analytics resources to focus on those complex data sets. So with that, I will conclude and take any questions that you may have.